am calling it a day. And as you can tell, I got the bun of business going on. I am done seeing clients and done with supper. I'm done with all the work. I'm done with all the things. And it is so interesting to me. If you are seeing this and wondering what we're talking about, I am Amy Allmon, founder of Hope, co-founder of Hope Slinger Ministries, and we exist to facilitate healing for people. In other words, we are kingdom encouragers, and this is a little thing that it was put upon my heart to do, and that is to delve into the YouTube world. It's a little bit scary in here. Um, with a live for 2 months, 8 weeks. And we are closing in on our first 2 weeks. And don't worry, if you're just finding us, you can catch up. That's no problem. You are more than welcome. But in the middle of all the crazy, and in the middle of all the people can't get along, and in the middle of the hate that we would be led to believe is the only thing out there, just for my little part in the world, if for nothing else, I am just here for the next few weeks to remind you that number one, you are loved. And number two, you can be encouraged. I am going to be doing my best to encourage you with the hope that I have found. And we're going to do that by picking out one verse in the Bible. So I don't know. I may have just lost all of my 80 subscribers. Um, and that's okay. Because this is what I have been directed to do. And it is so full of hope and love and encouragement that whoever is supposed to see this will see this, right? And whoever is supposed to get encouragement from it is going to get encouragement from it. I'm always kind of surprised at people that don't want that, but to each their own, right? Okay, so just in case you never have seen this verse or you're not sure what even that foundation is, let me read it to you. And if you are following along, you'll know that I'm reading it from the New King James Version, which was my father's Bible. He was a cowboy preacher, and he got to go home to see Jesus almost a year ago now. And so I am using his Bible, and I will read that. Hi guys. Hi, guys. Galatians 6:9. Okay. And it says, let us not grow weary while doing good, for in due season we shall reap a harvest if we do not lose heart. So we are really unpacking that for the next 6 weeks. And you may think, oh, wow, one verse, and we're going to talk about it for 6 weeks. You're going to be amazed at the different levels of understanding that are available to you. I can't make you understand anything. I can't make you pay attention. I can't even make you be here. But what I can promise you is wrapped up in this invitation is knowledge. And knowledge is a beautiful thing. Having a better understanding of what this verse is talking about, which may lead to a better understanding of what you may be dealing with in your life. I don't know. Just know that there are no coincidences and there are no accidents. And I'm so happy that you are here with me tonight. So let's jump in. We've been looking at that verse kind of from an overview, in that it's really an encouragement for us not to grow weary. But that is exactly the rub, if you will. Because I know we meaning my family and I, are going through some things that it's a season of a lot of output. It's a season of hard work. It's a season of waiting. It's a season of not lack, because we don't do lack. We're not in lack, but it's a season of a little bit of a winter. At least it has been. In that it's been tough. It's been tough. And so as we are navigating like a whole new pattern of how to be doing things in our lives, um, it has been interesting. It's been a lot of physical output, like double what it was. So I am very aware that there is a physical tiredness that is always an option. There is always an option. Hi, everybody jumping on. I'm don't know how else to say hi, but I will continue to welcome you, um, knowing that every few minutes more people are jumping on here. So it's always an option to take that. It's always an option to say, I feel so tired. Like, don't we say that throughout the day so much? Uh, I wonder what would be different if we change that up a little bit. Yeah, maybe we said something like, my body is working hard today, and I can sure feel that. But then immediately, I'm so thankful that it can. I'm so thankful that I was so intricately designed and put together that this is happening. Like this double the work is happening in this season. I don't know. It's just a mind shift, right? It's a mind shift. It's a renewing, if you will, of the mind. And so we're looking at this as maybe you're facing tiredness in the natural. And we talked about even the definition of weary. And some of them we knew, but then some of them dealt much more with emotional tiredness. And I just can't help but think that based on what we're seeing in the world, that is the kind of tiredness that maybe a lot of you are feeling. Like you're tired of, honestly, you're kind of tired of caring a little bit. You're tired of being inundated with all the negative, like you're growing weary of that. But then last night we came to a point in this verse that I want to jump, it's our jumping off point for tonight. And it said, do not grow weary. Don't allow yourselves to grow tired while you're doing good. And we took a little look at a couple of other verses in Galatians 5:1 and Galatians 6:2, that kind of supported not growing weary. But here's the thing for tonight is that whole thing of growing. It doesn't say don't be it. It doesn't say don't even feel it. It doesn't say don't acknowledge it. What it says is don't grow weary. Well, I'm a gardener. Love to grow our own food when possible. We have the big old glory garden in back, which really isn't that big, but it helps. It sustains us for sure. I do some canning and that kind of thing. Okay, well, I know about growing. Growing means that it is getting bigger. Have you ever thought of it that way, that maybe this verse is talking about don't feed, don't nurture, don't water the tiredness? Oh, that might be a whole nother way to look at it, right? What if we looked for ways of not feeding into the tiredness? Because if this is saying don't grow weary, don't augment the tiredness, then we can look for ways to support, or I'll put it this way, to combat that weariness. Case in point, I had a break in the action of seeing clients today, and I took a nap. Now, I don't know. I think we had it figured out in kindergarten when we were made to have a snack and get a nap. And I mentioned that before. It worked for us in kindergarten. It worked back in the Old Testament for Elijah when he was battling depression. He rested. He ate and he rested. And so I had a chance to do that. And in doing that, yes, it supported me not growing weary. But you know what else it did? It allowed me to acknowledge, thank you, Holy Spirit. It allowed me to acknowledge that I was in fact tired. And they're not very many days I get to do that. But here's the thing is that when I acknowledged that I was physically tired, I either had a chance to push through and try to get one more thing on my to-do list done or whatever, ignore the tiredness, but that would have been supporting the weary. And the thought came to me today, I don't want to support the weary because then I'll grow in the weary. What would it look like if I supported the rest? What would it look like if I supported the power that sustains me? What would that look like? And that's when it hit me. You do have a few minutes here. You know, you could take just a power nap. And that's exactly what I did. Maybe that doesn't apply to anybody else out here, but I hope that you're picking up when I'm laying down. I'm hoping that you're seeing that another weapon that we have in us living this life, free and powerful and authentic and doing exactly what we were purposed here to do. It includes this verse of not growing weary while doing good. So I would just invite you tonight to meditate a little bit on that concept. Maybe, like I said, the taking a nap wouldn't apply to you, but is there something that would? Okay, this is for somebody. You've been told over and over and over that you need to drink water, and you're not doing it. I mean, can we just be real? We are people of purpose, and lies do not become us. You have been told over and over that you need to drink those 8 glasses of water a day. How are you doing with that? Do you know that not getting that much water a day can leave your body in a state of dehydration? Do you know that some of the first signs of dehydration, brain fog, headache, lethargy, being lethargic? Okay, that might be something then for you to think about. Is there something in the natural that I can be supporting power and I can be supporting rest instead of supporting the weary, instead of growing the weary, as this verse reminds us? I don't know what that might be for you. It might not be in the physical. It might be something mental, emotionally. It might be something spiritually. Do you usually have a time of quietness in the morning? Do you usually study your Bible? Do you usually spend time in prayer? Or do you at least just try to have those moments of quietness? If you have been shortchanging yourself on that, you're more susceptible to grow weary while you're doing good. This is not rocket science. But I'm old enough to be your mother. And so call it just maybe a little motherly encouragement and reminder. There are things that we can be doing to grow weary, and there are things that we can be doing that support wholeness. And my question to you tonight is to have a talk with yourself. Have a talk with Papa. See if he wants to show you something that you could be doing or that you could be stopping. And we will talk more about that tomorrow night. But that's what I had for you tonight. And on that note, I am going to go retire for the evening. Look, I realize that jumping into this whole big forum of YouTube land, which I realize that's not even what it's called, I'm just saying, is a huge undertaking for me. And I realize that I am opening myself up to all sorts of people's opinions and criticisms and all of these things. But believe me when I say it does not matter. Because if I can just encourage one person, if I can just reach out and remind one person how loved you are and how you actually have tools that you don't have to grow weary in your doing good. If you can leave our time together feeling a little bit lighter, a little bit encouraged, then all the other stuff just fades away. So thank you guys. Please like and subscribe, and let's see what the next number of people we can reach. I was totally blown away when we got our 50, and now we are steadily moving on. It's going to be triple digits before we know it. So let's keep it going. Share the love. If for nothing else, you can just get on here and make fun of me if you want, but you might want to listen too. Might be some good things. All right. Hey, Aunt Lil, how are you? Love you guys so much. So take care. Be blessed to be a blessing. We will see you tomorrow for one verse, one voice. We got 6 more weeks together. Okay. Bye-bye.